When I was a young man, one of my favorite sports to watch was the gymnastics part of it. I used to love seeing the flips and the kicks, the flexibility. I used to think it was one of the most amazing and athletic things that you can do. Now, with that being said though, you have this woman named Michaela Skinner. Now, I understand that she is an Olympic silver medalist, I think from the last team from the 2020 Olympics. And she had a few comments that she made about Team USA, or just gymnastics in general. Now, first, what caught my attention was her apology video. So let's go ahead and play her apology video.
Talent, and imagine my surprise last week when I was celebrating our team winning gold, just to see this brought up all over again by a caption on an Instagram post. If Simone truly believes that I called our team lazy and lacking talent, and if that's really how she feels, I am really heartbroken over it, but not just heartbroken because it isn't how I feel or even what I previously said, but
I feel like she's trying to cry right now, but it's not coming out. Her eyes aren't red, there's no tears coming out, but I feel like she's trying to get empathy. But you know, typical white women tears, and they can destroy a nation.
Heartbroken because Simone's latest post and others that followed it fueled another wave of hateful comments, DMs, articles, and emails. Hate that includes death threats to me, my family, and even my agent. So my family and my friends don't deserve to be caught in a crossfire here.
And I'm going to go ahead and play the rest of it, but just a quick commentary on that. Whenever you're a famous person or a famous athlete, now, again, I'm not too familiar with her. I had to, do a little Google search on her. And just a quick Google search, I saw that she is married. She does have a kid. She was an Olympia. She has 11 other medals besides for her silver medal that she won the Olympics. So she holds her statue where she would think that her words, let me backtrack. I would think she would have some type of media training to know that her words will hold weight, especially if you was on an Olympic team at one point in time. So since you were on that Olympic team, any negative comments gonna hold a lot more weight. And that's something you have to be accountable for.
Done nothing. So to Simone, I am asking you directly and publicly to please put a stop to this. Please ask your followers to stop. You have been an incredible champion for mental health awareness, and a lot of people need your help now.
And the funny thing about it is Simone really gonna take time to care? I mean, Simone has been on it lately. I still remember seeing that TikTok video of the light-skinned woman who told Simone's husband to take off her medal, and she pretty much got back with her really quick. She's been going after people herself who's been calling her out and disturbing her mental peace. So I don't understand why she thinks Simone would help when her comments could have very well caused mental distress for the teammates that's going to be out there, Team USA who's going to be out there. And this by going on Twitter alone, again, Twitter is like the crotch of the internet at this point. You'll see how toxic her supporters are. Just saying. Don't ask for help with something you caused.
Hurt and attacked in ways that I am certain you never intended. Your performance, the team's performance, and the Olympics in general should be a time that we support one another and lift each other and our country up. I love our country and I love our team, and I hope that we can move on and move forward and cheer on the rest of our teammates and our athletes together.
Okay. Now that was a response video, so I had to go look for the original video, and I found it. But what I couldn't find, what prompted her to make the video? Was she part of a question, like an interview of a live, because she was part of the Olympic team? They wanted her opinion. I just don't see why she would unsolicit her opinion in this way?
I feel like the talent and the depth just isn't like what it used to be. Just notice, like, I mean, obviously a lot of girls don't work as hard. The girls just don't have the work ethic, like, and it's hard too because it's safe sport. Like, coaches can't get on athletes.
Is she saying that because she's not on the team now? Is she retired? That's the other thing I kind of want to know. Why isn't she on the Olympic team right now when she was a silver medalist, 4 years ago?
And they have to be really careful what they say, which in some ways is really good, but at the same time, to get to where you need to be in gymnastics, you do have to be, I feel like, a little aggressive and a little intense, because I feel like,
that's with any sport.
You know, Russia's not going to be there, so they don't have to have the stress of Russia. And then what other teams really are there? I mean, there's a lot of the teams that have gotten better and have gotten stronger, but I feel like no matter what, as long as we do a decent job, we'll be fine. And just some of the other girls that fell twice and still ending up in second place in the all-around is just kind of crazy to me. Is it Hazley or Hesley? Okay, but...
So that was the only part of the clip I was able to see. Now, I'm just really curious, because when you see Team USA, which I have right there on my little thumbnail, you see Team USA, they definitely don't look like her at all, except for one person. So it's kind of interesting, and I'm not saying this is her viewpoint at all. However, there was a tweet where she was using the N-word with an A. I wasn't 100% sure that was her, so I didn't put it in here. So I was like, okay, anybody could have faked that tweet. So I'm not going to put something on there unless I can verify it 100% came from her, and I couldn't do that, right? However, though, whenever you do look up her name, there is a well-documented instances of her being quote-unquote racist. Again, I'm not saying that of her because I haven't found any legible proof or audio or video proof that she is racist. Now, I have seen stuff where she may have like a bad attitude, yes. I have seen stuff where she's a poor sport, yes. I've seen clips of that too. But I haven't seen anything of her being an outright racist. Now, I know racism come in all type of different forms, right? But in her particular case, I couldn't find anything definitive enough to be like, you know what, this is why you did that. To me, it just seemed like it's a woman that's pretty sour that she's just not at the Olympics anymore. And it's kind of one of those things that if you chose to have a family and you're not there, the best way to be there is in spirit and to uplift your team. You chose not to do that. Instead, you chose to be critical. And this isn't the time to be critical. Now, the time to be critical is everything is said and done and over with, right? But, you know, you're famous, I'm pretty sure you're wealthy, and you gotta pay for the consequences of your opinion. You can't be a public figure. You can't have a strong opinion, especially about a sport that you dominated in, because to get a silver medal, you dominated in. And you give a negative opinion, you gotta be able to take that backlash. That just comes with it. And that's one thing I can say I love about Simone Biles. No matter what comes her way, she takes it in stride, she takes it in strength. Even when she's getting back at people, she does it with class. I haven't seen Simone Biles do anything that was negative or discouraging any teammate that she has been on or is on. And I guess that's the difference between a gold medalist and a silver medalist.